What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is Joshua, Florida Spearfishing Channel. So I am back in the Keys. This trip I'm with my family. I don't have really any close homies down with me on this trip, but I had my dad spot me for like a couple days. So right now I'm actually doing some drops, and we're about 60 to 70. Wasn't seeing too much life, as you can kind of see. It was pretty bland, kind of going on. So I probably made 3 or 4 drops in that area. Didn't see much going on. Didn't see much life. So we made a move to into about 30 to 40 feet. So we'll go into a we actually moved to a special ledge that I've marked. That's pretty shallow, but apparently somebody else has got it marked too, because usually I can get some decent lobsters and stuff and fish off of it. But I'm doing a drop on the ledge now to go check it out. It's a pretty solid ledge. It's kind of by itself. There's nothing else really around. Everything else is flat that's around it, which is really strange. Um, it's got some nice little caves back up in it. Kind of checking those, trying to see if there's anything hanging out back in there pretty far. So black margate and a couple other grunts and stuff running off. But wasn't seeing too much. We actually did end up scouting this area pretty good because I knew there was, even though, because you can kind of see off the right side there's kind of a little bit more of a ledge. It wasn't as big, but just trying to continue to look for lobsters and stuff because they were in season during then. So that's what we're trying to get, some nice lobsters on the boat. So I'm doing some good spot checking, just make sure there's nothing hiding out in these caves. It was pretty holy up in there. Wasn't seeing too much go on. Didn't even see many. I didn't see like any lionfish on the spot either, which usually there's probably 3 or 4 big lionfish that will pop off this. There wasn't much going on. Either somebody hit it the day before, or the activity just wasn't there. Not too sure, but kind of went on. So this trip was actually, this was during, let's see, this was in August. It was during the main season, so we actually moved into about 30 feet. It was about 25, 30 feet. This is where we're finding some more lobsters. This one was giving me a run for our money. It came out at once, backed in the hole too far, so I decided I'd come back to him. You could kind of tell he's been worked before in the past because he jumped back pretty quick. And my dad putting the boat on top of me. um, yeah, but so far the day was going good. I think I found 1 or 2 lobsters before this that I had in the boat already. I probably pulled. There's this big, nice little ledge there. I pulled about 3 or 4 lobsters out of that. I did not get those on video. I did get some later on though, for sure, to actually let you guys see. But so I'm gonna jump out here for a few minutes and let you guys enjoy.
It's got bigger chunks on the ledge. I remember. I know what you're talking about. We're not near those. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna jump back in here for a few minutes. So that last lobster that decided to dart off on me, I actually got him later on in the day. Took me a little bit to find him because he actually ran off to another hole. But I found this one random rock out in the middle of kind of a very, very flat area. I was doing some throw flashing, trying to get some fish in. I saw a big mutton, but couldn't get a shot on him. It was too spooky, and found this rock that had a nice lobster underneath it. So decided to pull him out of there real quick, because it always works throwing throw flash around. Get you to see a new bottom that you didn't see. So pull this little guy out, use a nice little tickle stick, get him in the net there. Kind of gave me a run for my money for a second, but then I got him and sealed the deal. Let's see. Bring him up. I had to get kind of maneuver my hand around that net so that way he didn't kind of dart out on me. There's my measuring stick. Put a good solid measure to him. Nice keep a lobster. That was another one of the boat. Right. So we kind of moved on. Did a little bit of lobster in the morning. Shot a couple fish. Had those in the boats. Once we got a couple fish, couple lobsters, we actually moved on to, this is Molasses Reef. Cannot shoot, you cannot fish, you cannot lobster in this area. It's mainly sightseeing. My dad loves to go to this reef every year, so decided I'd do a couple nice free dive drops, kind of mess with the little fish down there. These were some actually really big mangroves for the area, which is awesome to kind of see. They were probably pushing, I would say, 27, 28. So there were some nice ones underneath that ledge there. And I actually saw a few more later on in the day that were really big as well, that were underneath a nice big cave. So kind of good to see that in the area. Saw a couple nice big blacks that were swimming through there, which was awesome to see. Kind of cool to see it's all growing back. They had a lot of the coral regrown as well in there, which is really awesome. Kind of helps the life. But yeah, so just doing some nice dives, doing some nice drops, kind of hanging out, not doing too much. Decided to drop on a nice little nurse shark there, kind of hang out with him for a few minutes. Yeah, so he's kind of swimming through the reef. I'll give you a shark perspective there. He's pretty cool. Kind of snuck up on him. He didn't like it too much. Kind of turned on me. And did not want nothing to do with me. But moved on through the day. We actually moved back out of the reef. We went to go shoot again to kind of finish up from the day. We went back to, I think we were in like 20 or 25 feet. I actually found this really nice hog. So shout out to Dibs. Props to you, dude, on not shooting hogfish. I love it. This is probably borderline keeper hog, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I really didn't want to shoot him because I know the Keys doesn't have that many hogs. Plus, up where I live, we got a lot bigger hogs. So I was like, I'll pass on him. But in the meantime, I'm gonna follow this thing just to see what he does, see if he likes to throw a flasher, and see what he is curious for, and just kind of hang out with him. Just kind of tucking up the ledges there. He didn't really like me following him too much. He was kind of not too sure about it. Wasn't that curious. Did a couple more drops on him. Kept following him. And then eventually I think another fish actually spooked him and made him dart off in the distance. But pretty cool to kind of see him kind of cruising around. But he is probably borderline keeper. Like I said, didn't want to shoot him. So this is the next day. I actually filmed a couple days. So we moved in, we're in like I think it was like 15, 18 feet. Shot a nice yellowjack there, went up, we actually went in the rock. I had to get it out of the rock, which is pretty funny. I've never seen yellowjack dart in the rock. As I'm putting reloading my gun, I look off in the distance, I can see a mutton and a black grouper sitting there staring at me the entire time watching all this go on. So I'm trying to like speed reload my gun in the process of watching these two fish in the distance there. You can they're pretty hard to see, but they're towards like the right upper side corner of the screen out in the distance, so I can kind of keep seeing me tilt my head up to look that way. Just trying to keep my cool, not move too fast, but just move my hands quick to reload. Yes, my gun is a inverted roller, so it does take a little bit more time to reload. I actually bought a new gun, so you guys will be seeing that in the new videos. Still trying to keep my cool. I was kind of sweating a little bit because they're sitting there just literally watching me the entire time. I was like, if I keep my cool, they'll stay curious, but we'll see. So I got the yellow jack on my finger, got a barracuda circling me, and there were a few little bonnet heads in the area, so I also had to keep my eyes out open for them too. Trying to reload this thing quick here. Get all situated. Keeping my cool, not moving my body a ton, just moving my hands pretty quick. You kind of see me, I'll start to advance a little bit. Submitted that yellow jack for the state tournament, which was nice. I'm sure I'll get a bigger one this November. I slowly start to kind of come towards him. The mutton just instantly kind of took off, didn't want nothing to do with anything of me. This black stayed for a few seconds. I thought I was going to get a shot. The video doesn't do him justice, but he was like right at keeper size. But he did not want nothing to do with me, so he took off in the distance. I tried to track him down for a little bit, but he did not want to be curious. He didn't want to turn around. I tried grunting at him. I tried to throw a flasher. He didn't want nothing. It's kind of a bummer on that one, but you can kind of see in this video I'm pointing my finger at some little bonnet heads. There were probably like, at one point in time, there was probably 7 or 8 of them running around. I was a little worried about one of them maybe darting in on me after I shot a fish, but they kept their distance the entire time, which is cool. Nice big sea turtle there kind of hanging out. Kind of came in and checked me out for a little bit. Just swimming around doing his thing. So we pretty much, I think we ended up that day on that note. It kind of went in. I'm going to jump out here for a few seconds and then jump back in a minute. Alrighty, I'm jumping back in here for a second. So, I swam a little ways from the boat and found this nice area. It had some big ledges. I was trying to really scout. Every time I made a drop, though, these nurse sharks were so curious. They were literally getting right up next to me. It was kind of making me a little leery because there weren't just like 1 or 2. There were like 4 or 5 of them, and there was like a nice little family of them, like following me literally everywhere I went. So either one of the two, either people are feeding them while they're there, or they're just so naturally used to people because there was a dive boat that rolled up a little bit afterwards that had scuba tank divers. So one of the two is going on there. Not too sure, but every time I tried to do a drop, they were on top of me. So you can see quite a bit of them there. They're all swimming around. Literally I would swim maybe 30 feet and they would be under me the entire time, which is really cool, but at the same time I was trying to spot check for lobsters and fish, but they didn't want me in their area. I get it, but I decided to make a couple drops with them anyways, just because they're pretty cool to hang out with. Little family of nurse sharks. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll get some good videos for everybody. Show them that sharks aren't always out to get you. Even though nurse sharks are probably like the least aggressive out of everything, but so see a couple of them. He decided to come towards me a little bit more. Wanted to get a little close and personal. But literally every drop I made, they were literally on top of me pretty much. I don't think I could have, if I'd have laid in the sand, they'd have probably laid on top of me. But it is what it is. Whoever's feeding them, y'all crazy. I wouldn't feed them. I know how their mouths are. Their teeth are backwards. Your hands will be gone. Kept making drops on the area, just trying to scout because there's such nice ledges. I was looking for some lobsters and stuff. I found one antenna, so I could tell somebody had been in the area getting a lobster or something, but you know what? Luck of the draw. So just gotta look. Can always try to look and see. But like I said, the nurse sharks are still on me. Pretty funny. But, well, I'm gonna jump out here for a second, let you guys watch for a little while, and enjoy. Alright, I'm going to jump back in here for a minute. So on this next rock, we're at probably about 15 feet. Trying to do a drop. I see so this little lobster I'm about to pull out here is a Spanish lobster. It's not an actual Florida lobster, it's a Spanish lobster. They do not have a size limit. I believe they do not have a limit on how many you can take. So you can pretty much take whatever size you want to. From what I understand, I'm pretty sure they're invasive, but I have no idea why. I've never really read on them, but I do know they have no size limit. So I decided to take this little guy. They're actually really good, really tasty. They do have a lot of little white polka dots on them, so that's how you can tell the difference from them and a Florida lobster. So do want to jump in, guys, and fill you in all on that. So this next clip I'm about to show you, this is a pretty big heartbreak. I watched this clip probably 16 to 20 different times because this one freaking destroyed me. So I'm coming up with this rock here. Video is getting ready to end here, by the way, so I'm going to try to speed things up a little bit. So I come up with this rock and do a drop, and a legal black darts out, which that was the one I saw from the other day. But what I wasn't expecting was to come around around the corner on this rock, and this big black sitting there staring me in the face, which you'll see here in just a minute. So after watching this clip over and over and over, my shaft went high on this fish, which really blows, but I'm pretty 99.9% sure that after rewatching this clip, he darted back inside the rock, and I couldn't see that. But I'll let you guys watch this. I'm out. Thank you for watching again. This was a super big heartbreak, but next time, he is toast. Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a good one.